421 Thursday afternoon. Reminds me of my 421 Killer Instinct cab, my Pro Cab, back in my car. I'll tell you, it seems like forever since I was in here, and it feels like an entirely brand new car. I'm so happy to have that car back. We're gonna start off at Target. There's something big happening kind of on the eve of Circle Week, which isn't for a couple more days. We got to get through the weekend. But I wanted to stop here because as a recording of this, you'll be watching this on the 4th. You'll have 2 full days to take advantage of this sale. And even though we have Circle Week coming up, there's Prime Day coming up, Prime Week, maybe a couple of, maybe a 2-day Prime deal, a 2-day Prime Week. Does that sound correct? Make any sense? I don't know. The better sales are right now, and that's why I wanted to come out today. As I think when Circle Week hits, when Prime, whatever it is, a couple of days sale, it's more for the points. If we're talking Arcade 1-Up, I think the next couple of days into the weekend is a really good time. A really good time to buy. I kind of left that out when I was walking. I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know if it's, I think it's just a 2-day Prime deal. Nonetheless, until the 5th, there's a huge sale going on regarding toys and of course the Arcade 1-Ups. So 10% off, and it's a one-time deal. You can only use it one time on any of the toys, the collectibles. Look at all of the Black Lion Voltron they have here. Target Circle bonus, save 10% on tech, toys, sports, and entertainment, valid in-store or online, limit 1 use, and expires October 5th. So you look at any of the Arcade 1-Ups, the 10% works. Something that I wish, when we get something from Kohl's, when there's coupons involved, they never actually work for the electronics. They do at Target. It is only 10%, but it's something. So if there's anything on here, and what kind of brought me to thinking about this was Killer Instinct. When stuff sells out, there are still some units left. Now at the time I did think that KI had sold out. We have seen this with other Arcade 1-Ups, but eventually, some of these will sell, and right now you can save 10%. Now what's the difference if you wait until Circle Week? I think that's going to be, if you spend an X amount and you get like $40 reward. I think if you actually want to sale, I'm not sure we're going to see a 10% sale on Arcade 1-Up. So there's something like an XL, 10%, $6.99 is a high price, but I think the days of seeing that down to $3.99 might be over. And I guess I wasn't showing everything off. X-Men always comes to mind. Eventually, X-Men and, of course, Golden Axe are going to be sold out, and just to shave something off. Now this may not be the best deal, but I just wanted to point out that in the next couple of days you can save 10%. Where's X-Men? Maybe they don't have it anymore at Target. This is what I'm talking about. And it's not too often you're going to see both Chase figures just sitting around at Target. Look at this, Superman and Batman. Just showcasing some of the toys you can use that 10% on. Look at Clawful. I haven't seen him yet from the cartoon collection. Man, I don't know. I always kind of draw to those superpowers, but all in all, I think it's a toss-up between Masters of the Universe and G.I. Joe, best action figures of all time. However, I am here for Afrin. Unfortunately, I hate to admit this, but I am hooked on this stuff. And a coffee. I did ask if it was super hot before I ordered, and I was assured it was, and it's kind of burning my hand just holding it, so yeah, we're good to go. I guess that's my new line for the afternoon when we get a coffee. Is it super hot? Because if it's not, I guess it's a pass. I'm glad it was, because it just would have been one more stop we would have had to make. If you're not thrilled about the 10% on Target, there is another place that's offering a pretty decent deal, but there is a catch. Boy, I am not myself. I didn't even do the intro right, and I think I left my car unlocked. What the heck is going on with me? I must be completely out of it. It's a good thing I got the coffee. Welcome to today's video. As of recording of this Thursday, October 3rd. So running through the 5th is the 10% at Target. Decent deal, maybe. on Arcade 1-Ups. I'm really shocked that X-Men sold out. Golden Axe no longer there. But nowadays, because, you know, I had stated, let me get out of the car for a second, that, you know, KI Pro was sold out. Turns out that it's showing back in stock. We've seen this happen with Golden Axe. We've seen this happen with X-Men. Now they're not at Target, but they are somewhere else, and that's where we're going next. And that's the catch, is my opinion, it's a better deal where we're going, but there is a catch, and you know, we'll get to that. Make sure we're locking it this time. All right, we're good. Kohl's, and I always say this, not to buy something just for the Kohl's cash, but my thinking right now, and this is thanks to KI Pro, because it's completely altered some of my thought process. That's something that's been sitting around, cabinets that could sell out potentially. If we purchase it from Kohl's, we're getting the Kohl's cash, we're getting the rewards, but the catch is, what are we going to use it for? And this beats out the 10% at Target. Earn $10 for every 50 spent, and we have through the 6th Sunday. And I still haven't found this t-shirt. Yeah, if I find this, I'm definitely getting it. Not this jacket, but this black one. This is what I wore all last year. So during winter, I like to put a hooded sweatshirt, and the thing is, we'll examine this one, just pretend it's black. It does have that liner. This is 105. Just factor it in. It's gonna be 110 after taxes. So if I pick something up and they gave me $140 Kohl's cash, it would cover the jacket that I'm going to buy regardless. Now, unfortunately, what I don't like about Kohl's is they're giving you a $10 coupon that you can spend for making a minimum of $50 with your card. It doesn't work, of course, for electronics. Code toys, it will work for toys, just not, you know, so the next time somebody says these Arcade 1-Ups are toys, say they aren't, or else Kohl's would take the coupon. So going through everything at Kohl's, I'm gonna come back to Shack Jam. I know what you're thinking.
Oh, okay, bye.
Pretty much everything is at Kohl's. They have Golden Axe. They have Yoga Flame. They have X-Men. I don't know what's going on with Target right now. But eventually, I mean, how many, seriously, how many did they make? I've had mine for over 2 years now. And it came out in 2021. Like, I didn't get it right when it came out, a couple of months after. I think it was in November of 2021. $10 for every 50 spent. Besides what happens with Amazon sales, with Target sales next week, I don't think it's going to beat out this. So if there's something that you're seeing that I'm seeing, I could justify this. The $6.99 is ridiculous, but if we're taking off the Kohl's cash, if we're taking off the rewards, if this actually opens up, oh, it's moving really slow. All right, there we go. So 140 Kohl's cash, the 7.5% rewards. Bringing this down, subtract the price of the jacket. I'm a little over 500 now. I was on Marketplace today, and there was a used Shack Jam. Okay, $350, and the seller is saying practically new. You know, I've used a handful of, you know, it's always the same line. I've used it a dozen times. They are in Luck, Wisconsin. That's pretty close to Minneapolis. So I figure it's a tank there, a tank back, and probably a tank of gas, you know, for the week when you get home. Probably about $180. Add that on to the $350. We're spending the exact same price as if I picked it up from Kohl's and I get the jacket out of it. It'd be interesting if we see countercates. Now that, you know, they're kind of rehashing again, like we saw at the end of 2023. As we're nearing, now we're in October, I can see, you know, kind of a revamp again with the electronics. More Arcade 1-Up countercates at Kohl's. And plenty of toys, and the good thing for that is, yeah, that $10 will work for that. They just won't work for Arcade 1-Up. Introducing Babies R Us at Kohl's. This is just the beginning. More products will be added soon. I would say, you know, I hope we see Kids R Us. And Toys R Us, of course. But yeah, I mean, Kids R Us would be cool to see again. I mean, it's so like late 80s, isn't it? The whole idea of getting a bigger Arcade 1-Up and factoring in, if I bought it from Kohl's before the 6th, I'm just kind of just kind of thinking, and I want to sleep on this. I have it in my cart. I almost checked out 2 times today, but I wanted to do the video. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to kind of see, you know, what you thought. Like, should you do it? I know $6.99 is let's just say it, it's ridiculous, especially for the fact that I passed on the $3.99 sale. I passed on the $4.99 sale. I'm sure it was $5.99 at one point. But I got to get the jacket. So if you just take that 105, 110 off, I got to think of something else that I'm going to use, so that there's probably about $30, $40 balance. And then what I don't like about Kohl's is the rewards I'm not going to get that. So they're going to give us, I think, 52.50, but it's increments of 5, so it's going to be 50. It's not going, unless I buy something else. And this is how they get you. You just keep adding and adding and adding. I'm not going to get that $50. Let's just say it's 50 until November, so the end of the, you know, the new month. So I get the jacket, maybe a shirt. They did some graphic tees, maybe a hooded sweatshirt, and then I come back in November when I get the rewards. I have another 50 that I put that to. I mean, it's kind of loopy, but it's better than what Target's offering. Plus, of course, I would have to sell a cabinet. So just realistically, selling something for $350, probably $300. I mean, in this market in Wisconsin, $300, I'm paying roughly $243 for Shack Jam. And I think after all of that, to spend $243 to get an XL, I think it's a decent deal. I mean, you're trading up. It's like a car, right? You trade in your car to get a better car. You trade in a cabinet to bring in something that you've wanted, because eventually Shack Jam will sell out. It could take 2 years, but I mean, just right now, as I'm kind of in this like arcade went up mode, maybe you just bring in another XL. I can never get the right like spot. The sun's always setting on us. You know, as we get into fall, you know, we're in fall, it gets darker earlier, so I can never like be in the right spot. The one thing I want to say, and that's going back to the KI Pro review, is no matter what I get, no matter what XL, if I go to Costco, if I got that Golden Tee Midway at Costco, if I got Shack Jam, none of them are the build quality of KI Pro. And KI Pro's not perfect either. But, you know, looking at my Golden Tee XL at the end of the review, you know, maybe I do change that monitor. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I might as well just make it look as good as I possibly can at this point. And that's why I started thinking about Shack Jam today, because of the size. There's work to be done on it, but you know, if they're out there, you know, I'm just kind of thinking maybe you just grab it, because you don't know what's going to happen next year. I mean, maybe we get more XLs, maybe we don't, but they're available right now. There's other cabinets available right now, and I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Like, if there's something you're hesitating on, maybe you just pull the trigger. Now, this little Best Buy, which might actually become our new home Best Buy, this is gonna be a wow factor. I was stunned on what I saw availability online today at this very store. And actually, a funny thing is, I picked up KI 3/4 scale right here. Bought it from Best Buy, 4th of July week. You know, it was in July 2 years ago, and I had, you know, the store pickup, which is why I love Best Buy so much. And yeah, I pulled up right here, and I put Killer Instinct in my cart. I was so excited. I got it for $4.99, and I had one heck of a time assembling that cabinet. I actually built most of it downstairs in the front living room, and hoisted it upstairs in the arcade, and finished it off. It was kind of warped. It was hard to put that together. I've had issues with KI. I mean, there's things that I did to that cab. I was just, at the end of the day, never satisfied with the KI that I bought. And that's why I sold it and went with the Pro. And I love how Shack is right there, because this is probably why. You know, KI Pro, and then the fact that when we come to Best Buy, he's right there. And he's just like, I don't know what this is, but he just urges you, buy Shack Jam. And of course, the best part about all these purchases, what I do get, depending on what it is, it's all points that eventually will go for one of these. There used to be Arcade 1-Ups, you know, boxes right here, and then they've moved. We've been to this Best Buy enough. Usually come here on the weeknight. I don't know what they don't have for deluxe here. They have the Golden Tee, the Pac-Man, the Big Buck. Look at this, the 2-player NBA Jam. I love how it's just like scattered. There's probably something over here. I know there's some Infinity game boards. There's Mortal Kombat, Class of 81. And I did see, whenever I see that logo, I always think of the Infinity game board. I know they have both the 18.5 inch and the 32. It's just, I actually was just kind of circling, looking up here, but they have everything at this location. Like, it's crazy that there was nothing here. Absolutely no Arcade 1-Up for probably a year. And now there's more here than the Mayfair Best Buy that we go to a lot. You know, very busy Best Buy, and the Home Best Buy. Like those two locations, huge. The flow. You come here and they're just kind of sitting here. The same thing with another Best Buy we go to that has exactly the same lineups that we're seeing right here. There's just something about NBA Jam. Now, on the flip side, if this is the new standard, if this is what we're gonna get, actually they had some casino cades here too. Maybe some of it's in the back. Again, there was pretty much every deluxe is at this Best Buy. If this is what we're getting, if this is what they're gearing for, I mean, I have no idea. That's why I'm thinking maybe you just get the XLs. And the fact of the matter is, I was gonna go to Costco tonight, but I was afraid that if I walked in there, I might actually buy the Golden Tee Midway. Like, why would you do that? Because the fear of another XL being out of grips. Only downside on that is I'd have to sell another cabinet. That's a whole math equation for another time. I think it's one cabinet at a time right now. I'm just kind of on that kick. Like, if I can get an XL, I might do it. I just kind of circled around the store. There must be the rest of them in the back, or maybe they just got unloaded. It might actually be up on that rafter. One of those might be the 32 inch. It's kind of weird that they'd place it up there. You'd think that the 18.5 inch would be out. I don't think this is the finished product. I think that they just kind of randomly set it here, and there's something new. There's a new display coming. There's going to be an area at Best Buy, like you see with that Amazon right there, the switch that you can go up to, and here's Arcade 1-Up. They had that with the kiosk. They're kind of in kind of the you know, the transformation mode here until we get to that. But this is what we're gonna see. We're gonna see these deluxe cabinets. You know, limited XLs maybe in the future again from Costco. So when something does come, and those all might be sold out. That's another thing. I think there's 2 out of the 3 Costco's in my area that have actually sold the XLs. The other one might still have it, they might not. And if I see it, you know, I haven't bought it this entire time, I might actually get it just because of that. And the interesting thing is, if you go online and search Arcade 1-Up at Costco, if you search Pac-Man, if you search Golden Tee, I almost say Golden Axe, it's like my whole Star Trek and Star Wars thing. Ms. Pac-Man, nothing comes up except the Jurassic Park pinball machine. So you can't even get it online. You're not even the Pac-Man party cades. So I don't know what's going on with Costco. It's kind of like what's in the store right now is what you're gonna get. They've been out long enough. And for the most part in Wisconsin, the XLs have been doing really good. Never say never, and about a week ago, maybe a week and a half, Shack, I said, I'm not gonna get Shack Jam. Like, I'm just gonna face it. You know, the music's playing, I'm not gonna get it now. I'm trying to keep myself from buying it tonight. And I wanna sleep on this because these XLs are gonna be very rare to come by. You look at this current Best Buy we're at, Golden Tee in stock, Mortal Kombat 2 in stock, Okay, I was wrong about the Casinocade. I could have swore I saw it was pickup today, unless somebody actually came here and bought a Casinocade. I doubt it. So the Casinocade was not actually in stock here. But I believe the Infinity game boards were. I think it's just a matter of time before we see Fast and Furious at Best Buy. Not that, you know, it's a big deal for the Infinity game board, but yeah, I mean, this is legit because we just saw NBA Jam. We saw Pac-Man with the claw machine. Yeah, NFL Blitz not here. Maybe I looked at it wrong, but I could have sworn, yeah, ready within 1 hour. So for some reason, the 18.5 inch are not on the floor. I guess I'm lucky that Shaq Jam's not on the floor. And then the 32 inch, must be on page 2, is not currently showing up. Yeah, ready within 1 hour. So yeah, it's here. It's just not showing up on the floor. Another thing is, I don't recall seeing Simpsons on Target's website, but I mean, how many Simpsons are available? And Golden Axe is not only at Kohl's, but it's at Best Buy, not showing up at Target. But whatever Best Buy has at this point, Kohl's, and I've been saying this, is the place to get it from, because the Kohl's Cash, the rewards, as long as you have something in mind to get. The only advantage of Best Buy for me is the store pickup. And that's gonna do it for today. Walking into the sun. I was gonna ask the staff on my way out if they had anything in back, but I mean, they are showing up online. I'm excited for, you know, what we're gonna see from Best Buy, the new displays, the final like area for Arcade 1-Up. I'm gonna sleep on it, just like the Meatloaf song. I'm gonna sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. I'll save you from listening to me singing. I don't know if I'm crazy for thinking about picking up Shaq Jam. It's the XL. You could thank KI Pro for this. But unfortunately, I mean, out of everything, something has to go, obviously. I've managed to save every cabinet so far, even moving KI Pro in. One of the cabinets will just go in the other room, unless for some reason I get totally nuts and buy up 2 XLs, but we're just talking one right now. Something will have to go, and it's not gonna make any sense because, you know, this hobby doesn't make sense. We get stuff, we sell it to upgrade. I mean, that's the name of the game, and that's exactly how they've been selling to us this entire time. And eventually that stops, and I'm afraid that certain XLs will stop. I don't know if we're gonna get another NBA Jam XL when we see that, you know, Casino Jam in there. So I don't know. I'm really debating on doing it because I can justify for the first time the Kohl's Cash. Well, why don't you get the ALP? Because I don't have $340 to spend at Kohl's. I know I could get a jacket, maybe a shirt, maybe a belt, something like that will eat that up. I don't know what I would justify the $340, and I don't want to spend $1,900 at Kohl's right now. We'll see what happens. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm standing in front of the sun. I feel like I'm melting. We'll see you guys next time. In all seriousness, I was afraid that if we went to Costco tonight, until I come up with a game plan, I know what I have to sell, what I would have to part with if I brought a Shaq Jam home. I haven't really decided. Like, if I did, why would you get the XL Golden Tee when you have Golden Tee? There's reasons behind it. But something else would have to go, and I don't know. Like right now, I would flip-flop. Like, well, I'd sell this or I'd sell that. I don't want to just get rid of something and then regret it. But I've accepted the fact that if I did, and I might not, I might completely change my mind tomorrow, but I would have to part with one cabinet to completely justify this, for it to make sense and to be in that, you know, $200 to $243 range. That's what I would have to pay to bring an XL home. I have plans down here, and what I was kind of thinking earlier was just playing around with the idea. Obviously Shaq Jam would go down here, but if I did get that XL Golden Tee midway, you know, kind of have a sports look here, I would keep NFL Blitz, Not saying I would get rid of, look at Loki here climbing up on the leg press. Not saying I would get rid of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it would just get moved. But if I did, I think I'd regret selling it. I haven't decided. That's why I'm kind of thinking one cabinet at a time. But having a nice sports look down here, I think it would be a good fit. I would use my G.I. Joe inline riser to kind of bring this up. Go with the Buy Stuff 19-inch BOE, giving it that deluxe feel, having it a little bit higher, almost like an XL. Looks like the update's done. And then just move Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to another spot. I mean, I hate to say it, but if I did get Shaq Jam, it would go right here. I mean, I can't justify keeping 2 NBA Jams. And I know this sounds crazy. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm not saying that I'm going to do it. But this is exactly where I'd put. I had an idea before that I would have this and Shaq Jam because it's 2 different theming. You have Tournament Edition. Shaq Jam is pretty much the NBA Jam OG. But, when we're talking real estate, getting rid of something else, I can part with one NBA Jam to bring in another. It's just this one's going to be tough. This is a almost perfect cabinet, but it's not an XL, and that's just kind of my thought process. Because 1, we keep seeing Shaq at Best Buy, and 2, KI Pro has completely changed my way of thinking right now. I guess I'll have an answer in the morning.